Right now, then, I haven't done this for a while. Let me just make sure I'm showing the chat. There's some good stuff going on there already. It's
I
only Den and I.
I unmuted the music. It's quite funky actually, the little hold music.
I can't hear it.
You'll see it on the bottom. You'll see like a little music thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's nice.
I feel like I'm in like Wii Sports or something.
Well, that's lovely.
Yeah. Hey Lobster. Hey DJ. Who else is
Hey,
here?
Roman.
Roman.
Flux, Ree. Wow. All the greats.
All the crew are here. How is everybody doing?
I've got to mute this music. I keep dancing, and I'm sure it's coming back on my mic. How are you all? Great, says Lobster Gorn. Good, good. All good news so far, Den. No one has yet exploded. Good, good.
Positive, mate.
Surecat's great. Roman's good. DJ's doing fantastic. Ree's better for having the stream. Okay, that was almost depressing, Ree, but we'll go with it because you were so you turned it around at the end of the sentence, and I like that. I like that approach.
Just trying to put some light on my face. It's a bit dark in my room.
Yeah, but you're using like many £1,000 camera, so you look fucking super brilliant. And I'm using a webcam, and I look, which makes me look even shinier than I actually am, and accentuates the gloss. The Truth, who's got their name in a really gothic font, says they just ate an ice cream, so they're good. I mean, they might be doing better than I am.
Yeah, I mean, ice cream makes the world better, to be honest.
FNL's on the go. Gato put NFB music into GTA 4 radio and drove
No.
around the village. That's excellent. I mean, that is excellent. As the person who put so many days and months into that music, I have to say the idea that you were doing that is brilliant. Gato, if you're able to screen grab some of that and share it with me, I'd love to see that coming out of the car in GTA. That would give me an enormous sense of world being.
Do you know it'd be better, Jay, if you signed a contract for your music to be in GTA 6?
That would be amazing. Yeah, at that point, I would immediately cease my other project and start writing heavy fucking sort of hip hop and funk. That'd be great. Oh.
How is everyone? What have people been up to in the chat?
Yeah, we want to know. What do you want to know? We've got an hour. You can find out whatever you want. Happy to take all and any questions that we've missed over the last few sessions. And then the chat just went like silent,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
about 20 people left. Look, it's because Alex and Andy aren't here. They don't want us then. They're looking for that Alex Andy goodness.
Well, they can have them. That's fine. Just no, don't do that. I was about to say something that would really, really upset Alex and Andy.
Oh, yeah, let's not do that. I think Alex is here. Is that Alex down there? Where it says Alex?
No, I don't think that's our Alex.
Oh, it's a different Alex. Well, hello, other Alex. Imposter Alex.
Yeah.
Made a game show about not for broadcast participant that has tested aren't happy. Oh,
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, DJ?
and how does the
As
game
in,
show work, DJ?
yeah, as in the contestants aren't meant to be happy, or the fact you've made a show about NFB and everyone isn't happy about it because they don't think it's very good.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. They're very different outcomes, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So, are you considering supporting the Steam Deck natively? We are not, I'm afraid. We will not be releasing any further not for broadcast sort of major things. That story is told, I think, is how I would say, and it's on all the platforms it's going to be on. So while we still love it and want to engage with you regularly, development on it as a product is no longer sort of taking place. We're just here for the memories and the love. Okay, what's wrong with it's about what's wrong with the video, and participant has to figure out what is wrong with the video compared to the original, not for broadcast video.
Okay, so
So it's
it's
like spot the difference, DJ.
yeah, because I
Hi,
think
TT.
I should be pretty good at that because I've meticulously looked over that footage.
Hmm.
So depending on how small, because I remember we did this before and it was the shot was slightly wider and the jug wasn't in it or something like that. In which case, I'm not going to remember all of those. But if
Yeah,
they're pretty big changes, I think I would know most of those.
yeah.
Having stared at that footage for 3.5 years of my life.
More than that, mate. Don't even think
Yeah.
about it. It'll make your hair go grey like mine. EXO, just want to say I absolutely love the music in North Broadcast. Thank you very much. That's very, very, very kind of you. What track did you enjoy working on the most? Probably the end title songs, because it had been a long time since I got to write a song, as opposed to a pastiche song. They were sort of 8 songs. What are you most proud of making? Probably the musical section of Time Loop. I'm really proud of that.
Yeah,
But
that's
maybe
a
Paint It Red. I love Paint It Red. I'd still listen to that one. Maybe because it's not me singing on it.
yeah,
That,
yeah, yeah.
makes it more listenable. I don't cringe as much.
Yeah, what's wrong
TT,
with the video game?
yeah.
Whereabouts is this? What's wrong with the video game? Is it online or is it? Because I'd like to have a go at that because I think I'd do all right with it.
I wonder if we can make that work with you sharing your screen and we
Yeah.
can play it on the stream. Typically, Thomas, I had a fun idea for a little fan project, but I'll need some not for broadcast music as instrumentals. Uh, I might have some instrumentals, TT, but most of it is now archived and delivered and wiped off the core studio. There's probably instrumental versions without the samples on of some of the stuff that has samples on the soundtrack. So it would just depend what you wanted, but I'm happy to have a little chat about that. Not necessarily right
Winterbirds.
now.
Winterbirds. You should definitely go to sleep. Oh, you have got a question. Uh, the font for the National Nightly News is a font called Lemon Milk.
Oh,
Uh,
Dan, in with the trivia,
yeah.
smashing it out the park.
Um, yeah, that's used all the way through. Um, for the National Nightly News. It only changes when we hit the NNN, I think.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, lemon milk.
Uh,
Question for the devs. There's a big argument we always have with DJ. Oh, God. Never get involved in a fight. Did Peter Clement die on Leaders' Day? DJ is a hard-line believer that he did, but I have my doubts. First of all, Julia Peter argument happened in early December. This is supported by Jeremy literally saying that, and Peter saying that the fires have been going on for 3 weeks. DJ doesn't believe and says you're just bad with dates. That could be true, but I don't know. So did Peter die on Leaders' Day, or did he die before? Okay, so this is why this is confusing. Al and I thought that one of the things Advance might do was replace Christmas with Leaders' Day. Right, so Peter Clement dies a little bit before, but his official day of mourning they take Christmas Day for. But that was going to be a whole level, which is why when you see the little clip of the song Leaders' Day, with the sort of opera singing how Peter Clement died on Leaders' Day, he's sort of dressed in Christmas gear because they're trying to rebrand Christmas as Leaders' Day. Now, we were going to have a whole level dealing with Peter Clement's death and that it was happening at Christmas, and then you'd get Leaders Day a few levels later, and you'd see that that had happened. But because we wanted no more than 10 levels, and we'd already spanked one during the lockdown, we had to compress the last episode into 3 levels from 4. So we weren't able to really sort of get those, you know, those points across. So what you're seeing there is fragments, and that's why it's confusing. But in my mind, he died a few days before Christmas, but they now celebrate Peter Clement's death on Christmas Day. Non denominal Christmas, exactly. So that as the territories expand, you don't have interdenominational conflict. Lobster Corn, be a better winner than that. EXO, if you release these instrumentals, will they release publicly? No, they won't. I would need Tiny Bill's permission to do that. I shouldn't probably even pass them across to one or two of you, but I can't help it because you appeal to my vanity. But I definitely won't be releasing them publicly. I've decided the versions of the 10 CD soundtrack that are out, I like. I don't actually think they have. It won't be instrumentals of the songs. I won't have those, I shouldn't imagine, unless I submitted them for Russian dub. It's more likely to be versions of the incident music without versions of the sort of incident music without those samples all over them from the game. That's what I've probably got somewhere. And as I say, if I can't find them and they're archived, then they're archived, and I'm not going through the archive for them. Yeah. Well, I'll have a look, as I say, and I'll let you guys know what I find. Yes, some files were lost when transferring from the PC. That's true, DJ. That's why the original news isn't on there, because it was on the original studio.
Back when we had zero systems in place.
Yeah, we had no systems in place.
Well, I mean, we sort of did, but obviously,
Well, yeah, yeah, we had Google Drive
yeah, yeah.
and Andy's insane filing system on that time machine. We had an Apple time machine for not GTA and for not COD, and the files were stacked so deep in these nested photos. Oh, Den, you've been sent a challenge by
Yeah,
DJ.
this is the one we've had before. We've done that. This is what
Ah,
I meant
okay.
about it's something to do with the jug of water, or like the shot isn't quite imposed correctly. It's like slightly zoomed in or slightly zoomed out. Can't remember one or the
Oh,
other.
okay. I'm never going to guess that.
That's what I mean. It's such a subtle difference that if we
Yeah.
hadn't had that one before, there's no way I would have. Yeah, see, look, what's wrong with the jug of water? See, like, I couldn't tell you. That's too minutiae detail for me to have
I
a
can't
memory
tell
of
either.
that because I'm looking at everything in this image as a from a shooting perspective. When we're shooting it live, I may have noticed if the continuity of the water was off, but outside of that, from a post
Yeah.
production standpoint, not a chance because I'm looking at color, I'm looking at lighting, I'm looking at
Or
focus
five
areas,
years after shooting it.
yeah, like there's so many bigger things that I'm looking at that, yeah, see it zoomed out. That I mean, that's something
CTT.
that. See you later, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, a shot
slightly
that's
zoomed.
slightly further, yeah, like the framing and stuff of a shot is going to be very difficult because we also in post reframe a lot of the shoot, a lot of the shots, to trying to remember what the original
Yeah,
shot
framing
angle
was.
looked like is that's very difficult.
How can I acquire not GTA and not COD without piracy? I don't think you can get
You
not
can't,
COD anywhere. Think maybe not GTA might be on
can't,
itch.io or somewhere. It's
you
not
can't.
anywhere. No, you can't get them.
No, we
So
uh, we we do
obviously,
not.
obviously, I would never recommend piracy. But if that's the only way, I'm certainly not
No,
coming after you with a
we
big
don't.
ship.
We don't. Yeah, we no longer have control over those products.
Yeah.
We have
So,
taken them down for consumption.
and also, I'm not sure they'll work even if you did acquire them. So, maybe someone selling keys of the game. Yeah, that's true actually. If like one of those key suppliers had bought 1,000 keys before we took them down, those keys would still work. So that is a way you could do it legally. We wouldn't see any of the cash from that, but we would have in theory already seen it from
Mm.
whoever bought the keys. But I think you'll find they're hard to find because we were never in any bundles. We never humble bundled. We were never in any of those big key giveaways
Mm.
that I can remember. Can you? Not until not for broadcast. They
No,
were
no,
very early games.
no. We only saw them
Lost
at.
to time, as Flux so rightly says.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way I like to remember them. I think if I played them now, I think I'd critique them way more heavily than I did at the time. Like they were fun little projects for us to get together as a group, and they were the basis of us building not games. But I don't. They're not critically brilliant games, and they're never going to be. I think they're good little fun projects and good like stepping stones, but I
I had a good
definitely
time
wouldn't.
playing. I played Not Cod last year because I hadn't played it for 6 years, and I had quite a good time. But there were bits of it where I was like, "Oh, if I could just have my time again." You can see us learning.
Hmm. That's what I mean. They're good like little stepping stones, but I definitely wouldn't say that they were anything game breaking. Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to find a version so that everyone could play it because I don't think they're.
No. Virtualfizz.biz, great name by the way. Virtualfizz.biz. Um, don't really have any questions or comments. Going to say hello and go back to lurking. Hello. Keep
Hello.
lurking.
That's the way I like to be. That's my social
Yeah, are
media
you a lurker?
mate, summed up in a nutshell. I don't like posting because I'm quite like private in terms of I don't want to dox myself or put any information out there about myself, and I'm very like somebody asked the other day about like posting pictures of my daughter. I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever posted
definitely do that.
like apart from I think I've posted one photo maybe on the day that she was named. I may have put
Yeah.
a public post up, but yeah, I don't really post
I don't
anything.
publish my life. No, I've got no interest in sharing my private life with Facebook, especially as my Facebook feed has very little information from my friends on it. It's
Mm.
mainly just stuff that seems to be designed to annoy me. I've
Which
installed this interesting thing called OneSec. Are you aware of OneSec?
I'm not.
It when I boot up Facebook on my phone now, it holds for about 5 seconds and it goes, "Are you sure you want to open Facebook?" And then you push yes if you do, and it stops you doing those ones where you pick it up and you go, "What am I doing? I'm watching TV." It
Right.
gets in the way, and that moment of interference. I
Hmm.
did it because a friend of mine said that it had cut their FaceTime sort of down by about 2/3,
Hmm.
and eventually they'd managed to uninstall them, which I keep thinking about doing it, but I never actually do it. But I feel like I don't want the world to know my inner thoughts, particularly.
Mm.
I
I
want to
think it
speak
comes at
through
a
my writing.
yeah, I think it comes at a negative nowadays because like even so for those of you I don't know if those of you that are in UK or whatever, but there's a show over here called The Traitors. And we play a lot of social deduction games in our spare time. In the office, me, Andy,
Yeah,
Jay, Al are all big fans. Um, and so I've put a submission in to go on to next season's show. But during the interview process for that, when you're submitting, it asks about enter your social medias here. What's your TikToks, your this, your that? How many follows do you have? That they're already asking those questions ahead of
yeah,
time.
yes,
That's and I don't think they, especially that particular show, I don't think they base it on your current influence on social media, but I think they're just monitoring it to see what kind of presence you've got on social media. Because if you're on there posting, every day some real, tin foil hat kind of stuff, then they're probably not going to bring you on a show because you're a bit too controversial for them.
Yeah.
So I think they're already doing their kind of due diligence checks via social media, and I think it
And
works
for
both
other
ways.
jobs as well, I think for jobs in the city, they check,
Mm,
human resources check your social media profile.
yeah.
Scary. I am smoking Rollies like an old man because I'm quite broke at the moment and can't afford real cigarettes, so I'm rolling my own with Golden Virginia, although other brands are available, just to clear that up.
Uh,
What was
Someone asked, did you show your cat then? I don't have a cat. You did show your cat. I don't have a cat, so I don't think I did show my
I
cat.
don't think he did. I think that Alex might have shown his cats, and I used to
Yeah.
have a cat, and Andy
Andy.
now has a cat.
Andy's
In
just
fact,
got a cat.
the cat owners are not here because they're
Yeah,
probably looking after their cats.
I'm very much a dog person. I'm not really a cat person myself.
I'm a cat person, but I had a really gorgeous one, and then it got run over, and it was so traumatic. I don't ever want to go through that again. So I haven't had one since. And where I live now, there's quite a busy main road.
In my private life, I don't remember. I've never had a cat, so I don't think I would ever posted a cat photo.
Sure, cat
PJ,
one.
it is the one with Claudia Winkleman, yeah. It's a brilliant show. This year I've been watching a lot of stuff on it this year actually, and how they used a power called the Seer power. Spoilers for anyone that hasn't seen Traitors for this year, but
Yeah,
it's
if you
been and
haven't
gone.
seen, you've got about 5 seconds to log
Yes.
off.
And it has been and gone for a couple of weeks now. I feel like I can talk about it. But this year they introduced a power called the Seer power. And I was watching Richard Osman and a couple of other people talk about like the fallout of it and whether they thought it was good for the show or bad for the show. And a lot of people are saying they think that the Seer power kind of ruined it this year. Um, and it put a situation where in terms of a player's perspective in the game, you have to get rid of both of those people. As soon as one person in that room says one or other is a traitor, you get rid of both people just to make it like it's safe.
Yeah,
So it automatically just negates and gets rid of two people essentially in the way that they played it. And I think they brought it in a bit too late this year. I think
yeah,
if
I
you
think
had
they
put
could have done it earlier.
Cat Amongst the Pigeons in the not the early game because the early game it's kind of like ballpark, just pick a random person. But I think if you put it in mid game where there's about 10, 15 of them still in there, and then you're more likely to get a, a non traitor, so a friendly on a
Yeah,
friendly, which then causes the are they both lying? Are they doing this? Are they doing that?
yeah,
Which
and
is
it's
what the power
power plot.
does and
Yeah,
causes that kind of like distrust and I think he then builds you up for more tension within the game. I think at that latter stage, it's
it is
like, okay,
very
cool,
much. It's a poison chalice, isn't it?
yeah,
George is here. Look, if you look
George's. Oh
underneath.
yeah, yeah, he's
Hey,
a
George.
lurker as well. He
He's
definitely won't be.
lurking as well. He lurks. Someone's been lurking and worked out we're somewhere near Guildford. Yes, we are. That's completely correct. We're in the UK, in Blighty. Just to go back to something you said earlier, I think it's a generational thing. I agree with you, actually. I think the younger you are, the more likely you are to be very open to sharing on socials. I also think, that it is publishing, it's not just talking to your friends, you are publishing to the world your thing. And I've always felt things that are published should probably be refined and thought through and probably not blurted out drunk on a Saturday night while angry with your partner. Surecat, biggest mistake of your life was refunding, not the name we wanted, a £2 game that was designed to raise money for charity and you refunded it. I don't know what that tells us about you, Surecat, but I think self examination is called for. But you love cats, so I kind of forgive you. My God, there's been way more chat. I think we scared George. He's vanished. No, he's still here.
Yeah, he's hiding
He's just,
away. That's
he's
fine.
just watching, checking. None of you go, my game is broken. Someone must fix it.
Yeah, the original game was for charity. Yeah, that was the purpose of Not the Name We Wanted,
Yeah.
was to raise money for a charity that were kind of how we all met each other.
He
Um,
Seymour says, I don't know, my 64-year-old mother likes to overshare on social media, so maybe age isn't the only factor. Yeah, true. Yeah.
but it's really dangerous as well because my some of my family members are overly active on Facebook specifically. Um, and they share things and like try and post things on people's walls that they don't understand the privacy settings on, and they'll be having conversations where I have to like get in contact with them and be like, you realize you're posting this publicly, and like my nan was terrible at it and just outing many like family feuds on live on Facebook. Like you didn't message your auntie happy birthday, she's really annoyed about it, like post on a public fucking wall. um
Brilliant.
it just caused so many problems that yeah, it's I mean it must be difficult because I'm again I scour and I'll scroll through the odd social media. I used to use Snapchat back in the day when it first dropped for
Hmm.
sending stupid photos of our faces and stuff to each other, but I never really utilized Snapchat. For me was like this old thing, and now it's come back and is now this new young people's way of messaging and things,
Is
whereas
it? Back,
you know
is it?
I think so. I think Snapchat. I mean, they now ask for like I see lots of obviously YouTube is my home ground. I see loads of people like asking for people's Snapchats. Like, oh, can I have your Snapchat? Can I have your Instagram? And that's the
Yeah.
way of asking. They don't ask for numbers anymore. They ask for your socials. And like that, I don't get that. It's like, well, no, message me on my phone where I'm actually going to respond to you, not on a social media platform where I might not see it for 4 days.
Yeah. Yeah, because actually that's an addiction I don't have.
Yeah, yeah.
Is this normal playtime for an NFB player? We're going to put this to the group.
Uh,
106.7 hours. I mean, that's more than one playthrough, Sherkat. I've got to tell you, dude or lady.
That's quite high. I mean, you are in a realm of the people on this server have played the most hours of not for broadcast in the world.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I wouldn't want to know typically Thomas's score or
yeah,
Roman's.
yeah. There's a lot of flux and like the OGs
Yeah,
have
come on,
played a
boys. Let's
lot of
have it.
hours. But I'm just gonna have a look see what mine is. So
240 from Flux. Anyone got more than 240? And no faking your screenshots.
yeah, I mean 100 hours is very impressive. See,
Yeah.
60, see even
Shall I-
64 hours.
I'm going to tell you how much I've got.
Yeah, mine's not going to be massively high. I did test it. I tell you who will have the most out of everyone, and I'd expect him to post.
George, he's posted it.
Oh, he has.
3,404 hours. And I believe it doesn't count the time that you just do it as builds in Unity. Maybe it does.
It does, yeah.
Let's see what I'm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, George by far has the most hours.
I haven't even got. I've got 175.4.
I don't use Steam enough. I couldn't even tell you where I'm looking. Where do I look to find this? Oh, there we go.
If you go to it in your library,
I've got 147.
okay, 174, 46.7. Roman, 161 lobster gore, and you're creeping up on me. Well, George wins this competition face
I mean,
down.
George
Exo
definitely.
just put Jesus Horatio face fucker. Well played, Exo. Well played.
DJ 731. That is also a very impressively high number.
God, I'm so hungry right now. Might order some food to arrive at the other end. Steam
Yeah,
would think
hours
I
will be
was
fine.
playing the game just by having the Unity editor open because of how I coded it. Uh, Look, Flux managed to get to my hours. That frightens me. 181 by EC Moore. That's ahead of me by 6 hours. One more run through and I'd have had you. Bought them all day one, but I never played Boil or Time Loop. Big mistake, Virtual Fizz.biz.
Yeah, you could have got your numbers
Yeah.
up there.
Yeah, man. And also, you'll love those two. They're really good. You've only played Live and Spooky. There's two more. They're a ride.
Yeah, they're worth playing. They are worth playing. They're good fun.
Had the problem of being friends with me on Steam, says Flux. Is what you know how to stalk me. Yeah, but I know you, Flux. You're all right. You can stalk me. You'll just get bored and wander off. Let's face it, you're not going to find anything worth hunting. That's not a challenge. Don't fuck my life up, anyone.
Mm. Have to play.
I've
What have I got
seen
to play,
them.
DJ? Have I missed
Seeing,
some?
seeing is not doing. Say again.
Have I missed something from DJ?
What? You should play it. No, he's talking about the DLCs. Oh, thanks, Don. I
Ah,
enjoyed the game.
yeah, you have to play it. Oh, I
David's
get it. I
my
get it.
favourite
Yes, yeah.
character. We were doing a voiceover for this weekend, doing some voiceover stuff for something I can't talk about because obviously we've signed NDAs. But there were many times during the session where I did think, God, I sound just like Dave. This is basically my Dave voice. I appear to only have one good character in me. It is Dave. I say that because VirtualFizz.biz said Dave was their favourite character.
Yeah, it's your go-to whenever you're asked to do London.
Any working
All
class
right,
accent, I've got
mate.
one. All right, that's Dave. And as I get older, so do those characters. Dave voiced Devstream when? Right now.
No,
XO.
never.
Dave will never truly be gone. Exactly. Lives in all our hearts. VirtualFit.biz says, I have a theory that Dave made some terrible drug cocktail and that's how he was able to peer through the fourth wall and become immune to the plot. Yeah, I mean, that's probably not too far from the truth. I mean, the thing is, what we realised was we're trying to create this world, right, and to make it as believable as possible. And yet, when we tried to do the tutorial with Dave saying, press the button on the vision mixer, instead of saying press button A or press click with the mouse or scroll with the mouse wheel, there was no way of actually not acknowledging if you wanted to do it with vocalization, which we found was necessary because it was a lot to teach, without Dave having to somehow know the player is playing a game. So, right from the get go, when Dave is first teaching you at the beginning of the sort of first level, there are things he says which are game breaking. And all I did when we got to Bits of Your Life was just acknowledge that more openly, you know. And always thought it was fun that Dave would think his DLC was the best, and that's just such a Dave thing to do. And he rewrites a song to make it about himself. You know, he's a massive, massive prick in a lot of ways, is Dave. But I find him quite lovable in his, a bit like Stuart Lee when his character that he plays hates the audience and hates being a stand-up comedian and loses his shit, but you somehow just kind of love him more.
Anyone in the chat? Any of my Pokemon crew? Has anyone been playing Pokemon TCG Pocket by any chance? Ree has.
Rehaz, thanks for the
Oh,
compliments, by the way, on Dave. It's really nice. Thank you. I appreciate those.
I wanna have a mostly to look at the pretty cards. Yeah, I mean, I'm in it for collection. I'm not really a deck builder, and like I do play um to get some like hourglasses and stuff. But I have a problem with it. The biggest problem I have. I'm gonna do a live opening for everybody now
Anxious.
as well.
You're gonna waste. We'll call it waste. The last 25 minutes now talking
I'm
about
not.
fucking
It's
Pokemon.
no. So right. Understand this, Jay. The game is called Pokemon TCG Pocket, right?
Okay.
Pokemon, the trading game, Pocket. So it's the Pokemon card game, but in your pocket and virtually, and it's the trading game. Okay.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
they first released it, you couldn't trade, right? For starters, because they were like, it's a feature we're going to add in the new year. Bearing in mind, this released in like maybe September, October time in the US, and then a couple of days afterwards in the UK. So it had been out for a couple of months before the trading feature was allowed. So they've just dropped the trading feature. Okay, about must be a week or so ago now. Now, when they dropped it, you now can't trade any card of higher value than they each have like grading values. So you've got a one
Okay.
diamond is like the most common cards. Then you've got two, three, and four diamond cards. Then you've got one gold star, two gold star, three gold stars, and then you've got crown cards, which are like your elite level cards. You can't trade anything from one star and above. So all of the really hard cards to pull, you can't trade,
Oh,
which doesn't make
brilliant.
sense. Which basically is you can trade all the
Yeah,
lower
like
cards.
reset. So all the cards you'd want to trade, you
Correct.
can't trade.
Yeah. And they basically fucked it for free to play users because you can pay to get gold, which allows you to open more packs and blah blah blah. Blah. But it's a pay to win essentially. You're just
Yeah.
buying loads of gold and you get to open like 1,000 cards a day or something stupid. So you're bound to get the better cards. But you then
It's
can't trade
almost
those
like
better cards.
that was the motivation.
Yeah, yeah,
It's weird,
exactly.
right? They just
So
made a
then when
money.
they so then when it came to trading, they released it. So not only can you not trade the higher cards, to be able to trade a one star card, which is the highest you can trade, you then have to buy tokens to be able to trade. So you can't just go, I swap this card for this card, like for
You have to
like.
pay one token, like a
You have
trading
to, you,
fee.
So you have to get enough tokens to be able to trade, right? Now, to be able to trade for a one star card, you have to sell four one-star cards to get enough tokens to trade that one star
Whoa,
card, right? So you have to give up five one-star level cards to be able to trade one gold star card in return.
that's
Like it's just
ridiculous.
so, and you can't sell all the lower cards where you've got 50, 60, 70, 80 of them because you open in loads of packs. You can't you can't trade any of those lower level cards in for tokens. You can only trade 3 star and above cards to
Oh,
gain
right.
tokens. So it's like it's just they completely fucked it and they ruined it in my opinion.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that just sounds like an attempt to hoover up as much money as possible, which I hate in
that's what
games.
it was.
I'm not a big fan of microtransactions anyway. I think if you buy a game, you should pay a fair price when you buy it. And I realise this doesn't fit with the modern model of, subscription-based gaming. But I did like it that you would pay your 30 quid or your 50 quid. You got the game, and there might be an in game currency that you earn in the game to unlock things. I have no trouble with that. But the idea that they're just, like a phone game, you download it, you hit a difficulty wall around level 40, and then it starts asking for a couple of quid and then another couple of quid. And I know people have to make money, it just feels like a really dishonest way of making money to me.
Yeah, the problem they have, right, or the problem I have with it is I'm just going to get the numbers so I'm not. Oh, come on, TCG. So before they released, uh,
Roman, while Den's looking that up, single player is my preference because multiplayer, I always feel guilty if I want to just stop and go to the loo or make a cup of tea or just take a put. I like being single player. I can go at my own pace, be the hero or heroine of my own story.
yeah. So here we go. So the app was downloaded 30 million times in the first 9 days and made over 200 million in the first 2 weeks. Right, so they've made money. It's not like and that's what annoyed me is months and months and months of people spending on cards, and then they bring out this trading element, which is only suffering for the free to play players because
Yeah.
I don't have as many gold cards as the people that are paying, however much money every day and streamers and stuff to gain all these cards. They've got lots of higher value cards to burn and throw away to be able to trade because they've opened 150 times more packs than I have. Um,
I don't think there's
yeah,
anything necessarily like I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with being able to trade things in a game for real money. But I think you should have to earn those things by like if there was a game where the game was based around making weapons and it was an intricate crafting system. You had to put time into crafting, lots of little game mechanics coming together and some skill along the way, like alloy mixing as a mini game, or and then you were able to make swords of up to 100% perfection, but you'd never hit 100%. And if with skill you were able to make a 98% perfect sword, and that was a unique item that you could then sell to players for real money who, for whatever reason don't want to spend 20 hours making that sword. But I don't see why the publisher, then maybe the publisher gets a small cut of that trade. But I do like the idea of empowering players to earn money so that instead of the richest person just giving loads of money to the publisher and beating the poorest people at the game, instead, people who don't have a lot of money could put a bit of time in and then actually profit from that from richer people. And you might do it in gold coins that people can still buy. But I quite like the idea of creating that little economy within a game. Maybe that's
yeah,
been done.
yeah. I mean, the problem with that though is you are always going to have people for for us. Yes, that works in theory, but if you allow that, there are always going to be people that are they would turn machines into mining machines and just gain money out of. Do you know? It's that's the reason why Pokemon protected themselves is
Yeah,
there were people already had found a loophole about opening new accounts and just blasting through all the free packs you get when you first start, getting the best cards and then selling those accounts online
yeah,
for money. So you're basically just buying and selling Pokemon accounts with these cards within them. And it's just like, why the fuck are people doing this? Like that, and then they have to then come up with all these counteractive strategies to stop that. And it just
yeah,
suffered for the normal free to play player like myself. I get punished because of that, because they're trying to protect against these sort of people that are actually trying to make money off of a game by selling their accounts. So I think you're always going to end up in that ballpark of you could create a game where yes, you could craft for hours and hours and hours, but there'll be someone who will find a way of doing that quickly and easily, and then just selling that and earning money off the back of your game.
yeah. Wherever there's money to be made, there are greedy scam artists looking for their shot. I mean, you would
Yeah,
be constantly as a dev fighting against that. I think.
yeah, and like
Uh, but you could,
scalpers and things like they exist everywhere. You know, tickets go on sale for anything. Pokemon like cards at the moment, like any hot area, there are always people. I was trying to get Oasis tickets. Now, lifelong sort of band. I've grown up with them. Really wanted to go and see them. I was really lucky to be able to get tickets. Loads of other people I was with didn't get tickets. Within minutes of them going on sale, people had them up for sale for like 10 times the price. And
yeah,
it's like you're going in there to buy tickets with the purpose of going. I'm going to triple this money and try and. It's like that's not. That's just shitty, if you ask me. It's just
yeah.
really frustrating.
Scalping, they call it in America. It's illegal in some states.
Is it illegal? I
Arguably,
didn't think it was.
yeah, in some states, I believe. Americans, if you're here, correct me if I'm wrong. I think in
Oh, yeah, so,
California, it's illegal.
hmm,
Yeah, because it's not fair. The artist has set their price, but it is also a consequence of a free market. If you create a free market in your game, there'll be people with a bit of money who'll buy that sword and then sell it on. It should be illegal in the UK too. Yeah, it should. Yeah.
yeah. There's just no
Well
way of.
done, Extra Laxi. I hope that's how I say your name. Extra Laxi. Extra Laxi. Not extra.
Yeah,
Got here
I think
before the stream ended.
it's the management of it, isn't it? It's going to be so tricky because there are genuine people that buy tickets and can't make events and then trying to sell them, which is what resale platforms were originally used for.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, how do you tell who's genuine and who's not? And
Well, I think what happens in where scalping is illegal is either you get ID and your ID is locked to your ticket, or you can resell but not at greater than face value.
Yeah,
So if you can't go, sure, resell them for what you bought them for, but not for
yeah,
10 times what you bought them for. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
That's
what
I think
Rhea's
that's
saying.
yeah, that's I think the only way is you can only sell them for maximum market value. But then all the time you've got fucking Ticketmaster doing,
Yeah,
this sort of creative pricing or whatever they used to call
yeah,
it, where
surge pricing and stuff.
yeah,
Same on Uber.
what the fuck is market value? I got my tickets for say 100 quid, and then someone who went on 20 minutes later had to pay 140 for the same tickets that I've got. It's like, how
Well,
can you
market
justify it?
value is whatever the market is, whatever the highest bidder is prepared to pay. And so
Exactly,
then you have a society that just favors the wealthy. And
that's the problem.
arguably, that's
That's why
exactly
these
what we
things.
have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
One person sold them for 2 grand, therefore everyone now thinks they can sell their tickets for 2 grand,
Yeah.
and that then
And you
becomes the
can until the people prepared to pay 2 grand are done. And then you can sell them for 1500 or whatever. That is the downside of a auction system, market system. Especially with a finite resource like 50,000 seats in a stadium. They can't. It's not like they're going to put in another 50,000. They can't
yeah,
oversell it like an airplane.
yeah.
I bet
I
they
think
do
flip
that.
it like you get those kind of like people that try and flip stuff, and like they'll buy something, do something
Yeah,
to it, like upscaling it and stuff, and then reselling it. I haven't got an issue with that,
yeah,
but it's when you get to the purpose of like recently, as someone said earlier, like Pokemon have released a new set and it's been going fucking crazy in the UK and in America, where people are like fighting each other. It's like Black Friday levels of
yeah,
like not
yeah.
rioting, 'cause that's not that bad, but they're just like mauling each other just to get to these pallets of like
Yes.
Pokemon cards. And people are grabbing boxes and boxes
Mhm.
purely for the purpose of then going online and selling them for two, three, 4 times the value. And
Yes.
their whole job is, if I get there early and get these, I can sell them for more. They've got no interest in the cards,
Mhm.
and all that does is the people who have a genuine interest in trying to buy these cards, the rate, like the cost of back when I know inflation, and back when I was a kid, that we used to buy 1 pound. They were £1 a pack, like sometimes
Yeah.
cheaper, right? They're about £7.
20p, mate. Star
Yeah,
Wars cards, 20p a pack.
I mean, there were like Pokemon because it was bigger at the time. They were about, I think they were £1 a pack, maybe even 50p a pack, but they were cheap, like way cheaper. Now, some of the newer sets, they're going online. They're like £7.50, £8 for one single
Yeah, it's
pack,
crazy. It's
and it's
absolutely
like,
crazy.
how like if I was a kid growing up now, it's like, and I wanted a pack of Pokemon cards every week for my pocket money. It's like fuck me, like £7 a pack. That's
Yeah.
impossible to be able
How
to.
much are your parents giving you in pocket
Yeah,
money, at that
like,
point?
and that's where it really
Anyone
annoys me.
here
It's
get pocket money? Maybe there's someone here who's young enough to still get pocket money. What is pocket money now? Is it 100 quid a week? Like
no, can't be that
mine was a
much.
fiver.
Did you get a fiver? I got a pound a week.
Yeah, I got a fiver a week. Mind you, that was older when I was 12, 13. I think it
Right.
was probably a pound a week when I was a kid because
Yeah.
7p was the first. There you go. I get 25 quid every 2 weeks. That's probably in line with inflation.
Is that
Crisps
pounds or
were
dollars?
virtualfizz.biz. That's dollars.
Yeah, dollars. Yeah, $25 every couple of weeks.
Flux used to get a few pennies for every job they did. Very sensible. It's how you give someone a work ethic.
Yeah, that's good. That's what my mum and dad used to do. Like, I used to have to do my chores, and then if I didn't do my chores, I wouldn't get my pocket money, or my pocket
Yeah,
money would be halved or slashed or whatever.
yeah.
Um,
That's really good. Five
mm,
pound Canadian every month for milk at lunch hour. Early for getting new iPhone. In Moscow, people are in queue with tents. People too can sell their position in the queue. Yeah, in Britain you can hire people who go in a queue for you. Like a rich person can hire a poor person to go stand in a queue. About a pound a week, and then they bumped it up to £5 when they were a bit older.
yeah.
Are you in the UK then, Ree? Or did you do that as a dollar to pound translation? Estrelaxi has sent an essay. Here we go. All right, I've finally gotten to sit down, got to sit down. I don't have anything to add about the current convo right now, but I just wanted to say that I'm a newer fan since December. Well, welcome aboard,
Hello.
Estralexi. I love Not Broadcast, bless you, and there's nothing truly like it, and I think I could probably talk about it forever. Well, don't do that. Your friends will become bored of you. It's a genuine work of art. Thank you very much. So I want to thank you guys for creating it. You're welcome. We did get paid. It was a lot of fun. We've had a bit of a great ride. I'm excited for any future projects there may be in the future. It would be impossible for me to comment. I'm very slowly spreading the game around to my friend group. Thank you.
Best
I've
way to
only
do
gotten
it.
two people, got two people into it, but they love it as well. Actually, you know what? Word of mouth has kept this game selling
Mhm.
it's not. I mean, it's not like we don't sell millions of copies of this game. Obviously, it requires a certain type of player who connects with it. But word of mouth has just kept it alive for so long. So I genuinely want to thank you for doing that. It is when people tell other people about it that, like one day maybe someone will tell Henry Cavill about it and he'll tweet about it on Twitter and we'll suddenly sell 3 million more copies on console or whatever. But we don't have any connections like that. Will we ever see the scripts for the cut time loop universe? Oh, Lobster, you've been asking me that for ages. I'll tell you what.
No.
Then, then you talk. I'll find it. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is.
Oh, okay. Then yes, you are going to get it. I,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
can. Yes. You
I'm,
might get
I'm,
it in the next 5 minutes.
I can't. I mean, I can't remember. I would do just a quick sanity check to make sure there's nothing in there that we
Oh, I
like
am. I'm
King
going to check the
James.
stage
Yeah,
directions in case I've put "Don't employ that prick again" or
yeah.
whatever. And I've got to
um,
find all the old versions.
yeah. There was a lot of. Yeah, we did cut a few, but I'm not sure whether. I can't remember the ones that we cut, to be honest.
We can't. The Alan James universe, the 1940s universe. We cut four, and I
Right.
can't remember what they are either. But they might have old and inactive. It'll just be the first draft, won't it?
Video where
Because
we
they
sold
got
five.
cut. They got cut pretty early, if I remember rightly.
Oh, oh, okay. I see what you're talking about, Roman. Yeah, when we did the 5,000 copy video or 50,000. 5,000 or was it 50,000? Was it 50,000 we did the video? Yeah, it's 50, wasn't it? Yeah, that was a good video to make actually. That was during because we filmed that during
I don't remember that.
lockdown. Lockdown. Do you remember where I came round to everybody with the camera and was like, Jay, guess what? And you were like, I'm really, really busy. Leave
Oh
me alone.
yeah. Oh
And
my
I was like, yeah, that video to announce that we'd sold X amount of copies. Um, yeah, and that was all shot remotely because we were still in like soft lockdown at that point, I think. So we were
yeah.
all still working from home. So I had to shoot. All of that was shot separately. So I recorded my bit first.
Uh
Then
huh.
I had to get all of the reactions back, and then I had to then time and fit my bits around your reactions because I wasn't actually in the room with you
Yeah.
doing the reverse lines. It was, but by
Um.
that point we had already done that for not for broadcast, so we kind of knew how to do the whole timing
Yes.
thing. Um, but yeah, that was all shot remotely again with. But yeah, that was a good fun video. That little marketing sting that we did, only a short video, but we did some really cool stuff. That was I think that was Rob was at the heart of that video. Want to say Rob, our manager, marketing
Oh, it could
attorney.
have been
I think that was Rob's idea to do some kind of like announcement for it.
Chris first. We did
In the
incisors. We
meantime, you guys
did.
interested playing what's wrong with this video? You guys competing with each other or
I
something in
am.
the future. How where can we play it, DJ, and how long will it take? Because at some point I need to go and make dinner for my
Oh, we've only
wife.
got 5 minutes left this month.
Yeah, but if it's a 10-minute kind of game, I don't mind squeezing 5 minutes later. Um, but if it's going to be a long Okay, you need to host it. Yeah, let's do that next stream then, and I'll speak to the I'll speak to all the boys and let them know that we'll do that next stream. Each round takes about 15 minutes. And how many rounds are there? Uh, God, I've got this really annoying thing with my mouse where I scroll down and it scrolls up, and it's fucking irritating. Me and George were moaning about it to each other the other day. But our mouses
George
both do the
hates my
same
mouse.
shit.
George is always
Well, your
telling me
mouse,
my mouse is dread.
your mouse is just your mouse is crap. Den had to color grade the footage as well, so it looks similar. Because it was different. Yeah, it was. It was all shot on everyone else's phones. So not too tricky a color grade job, to be honest. But making designs for all of the voiced but not shown characters. Oh, that's a cool idea. So I'm making my way through the whole cast. Dave's my favourite to draw. Yeah, that's really interesting because you don't have
What's
a
that? I
visualization
missed
for
that because I'm doing this stupid script.
virtual Fizbiz is drawing and making designs for all of the voiced but not seen characters.
I
So
love it.
ones that don't have an image, like Dave, for example, where you hear him but you never see him. Um, Winterbirds has a question. I remember her the other question, but it wasn't very well prepared. There was a teaser trailer mentioned in the wiki about Jeremy commenting on Alan's book, but I can't find the trailer anywhere. The media link on the wiki doesn't work. Mentioning Alan's book. Maybe that was episode 1,
Yeah, it
where
could be.
where he was talking, because Alan's book at that point would have been I'm Alan James.
Alan James is right.
Alan James is right, yeah. That at that stage, because that would have been an early teaser trailer mentioning commenting on Alan's book. That would be footage from the game, though. We wouldn't have shot anything extra for that. So if there's anything mentioned, it'll be the footage from the game, I would imagine. Because I don't think we ever shot any extra stuff
No.
specifically for trailers, apart from the end of episode 1. We shot a load of stuff that we thought was going to be in episode 2, but it wasn't the actually shot stuff because obviously we hadn't shot episode 2
Yeah.
already. So we kind of cheated and set it up and we're like, this is what it's going to look like. But it wasn't the actual footage from episode 2 because obviously we hadn't shot that already. But that's the only stuff where we jumped ahead and kind of cheated it a little bit. So if there is that footage, it will just be in from the game, I would imagine.
Right, I have this script. I actually have it here. Where shall I put it? In the chat, and then you
If
can all
you,
grab it.
I would
Oh,
PDF it, Jay,
I have
and stick it in the media.
of the server.
Yeah, stick it in the
Oh,
media. Is that the right Flux or one of the
oh,
other
where do
mods?
you want me
Let
to
me
stick
know if
this
that.
script?
I would say media, but I could be wrong.
An early build of NFB had an ad of Tesco and potatoes. No, Showcat. An early build of NFB had the hit tune Jacket Potato, released by Notgames on YouTube, where you can see Al living his best life, as well as Anna. Emma, I think, is in there. Yeah, Jacket Potato. Is Claire here? Hello, Claire, someone's just said.
Yeah, she's lurking.
Oh, yeah.
No, Flux, my scroll wheel is broken, so it scrolls down and then occasionally it then starts to scroll up. So it's not an inverted thing. It is just my mouse is broken.
Claire just wants to lurk, so I won't bring her
Yeah, that's fine.
into the
Well, we're going to
chat.
be heading off fairly soon
Yeah.
anyway.
Flux
Um,
hashtag media should be right. Okay, I'm going to put it in there
yeah,
right now. And then
great.
when we're all gone, you guys can read the missing scenes and discover yourself for yourself why they're the missing scenes. Because these are obviously first drafts. So they would have, had they made it through, they would have been rewritten and trimmed and cut because you'll see they're probably much longer than the final scenes because first drafts are always a bit long. There you go.
Was it
They're done.
Was it moisture on my
Claire, I will
thighs?
see you at rehearsals later.
Was it moisture on my thighs the other video, Jay?
There's moisture on my thighs. There's 5 more years,
And Jacket
uh,
Potato, the three
and
adverts,
I
wasn't it?
think there's a live version of. Is it you, me, and Al doing the Brexit medley?
No, 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 no. That was on our YouTube channel. That wasn't in the game.
Oh, in the game. Yeah, I'm not sure what made it into the game. Sorry, I just thought
I
you
think
meant.
that's. I think that's. No, no. I think they were asking. They were saying, "Am I in episode one?" What they say before I go. I remember the early build of NFB having an ad of Tesco's and potatoes. Was I
Yeah,
dreaming?
it did. We had
I think.
Jacket Potato in the very first build as one of the
Yeah.
ad breaks.
Yeah, so it's jacket potato moisture on my thighs because originally we actually had the tiny build
We had
fix it
Fix It and another
and
one of theirs. I'm not sure Moisture on My Thighs ever went in. Oh, look,
oh
someone's
really?
just linked Jacket Potato. Yeah, that's it. That and Moisture on My Thighs and 5 more years we shot the same year when we were trying to be more of a YouTube channel than a games channel for a bit, which didn't work.
Well, it's a media. It was a media kind of thing, wasn't it? We were doing
Yeah,
videos, games. We were trying to do a bit of everything, but
we
then
were
we
getting
realised,
advice from this PR company, but all the advice was like, yeah, diversify and do all this stuff. But we were spread so thin, we were getting nothing out the door.
yeah, it was. It's true. I mean, we just didn't have the. We didn't have enough people to be able to do
No,
it. It was a good idea, I think, because those videos were like they did start to pick up traction. But to write, we were trying to be too smart with it. I think like our content
yeah,
wasn't just let's just do a funny slap video with a thing and let's go out and shoot. Like we're
yeah,
writing
shoot it.
songs about like Brexit, that
Yeah,
had to be written, and that doesn't. You can't just write one of those songs every day. And then we were trying to release videos often, and I don't know. We just didn't because we did loads of memes and stuff, didn't we as well? Like
yeah.
we posted like one a
Yeah,
day,
and we
and
did
it,
front covers of tabloid newspapers that, to pastiche. They took ages as well. Yeah,
yeah,
this has had Jack and Potatoes had 25,000 near enough views. 24,464.
on Jack and
That's pretty
Potato.
good. Yeah, I mean that
Yeah,
is
that is
pretty
pretty good.
good. I bet the other songs haven't had anywhere near that.
No, Jack and
Moisture on
Potato
My
would definitely
Thighs,
be the
a
most.
thousand. Trump inauguration Shakespeare's got 31,000. That's our biggest. 5 more years got 2,500. 12 Days of Christmas got 1,800, and that's quite recent. And the History Not Games got 2.2 thousand as well.
Yeah, that was while we were away, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's not bad. That is not
That
bad.
was.
A lot of people would be very happy with that.
Yeah, the Not Games YouTube
Right,
channel was a fun place, wasn't it?
it really was. Yeah, it was a
Um,
fun place to hang out. Subterranean Kenneth Blues. That only ever got 352 views, and that was really, really hard to make. Sometimes they
yes, I
just
did.
don't.
I have employed that strategy, and it seems to, and I could be wrong, but it seems to have worked for now. But I shall let
Blow
you
on the
know if
thing
that
to make it
changes.
work.
Because they're all like loads of little lasers in the mouse now for like the scroll wheel. So there's sometimes a bit of dust or mud can get in there, which then can cause that problem.
Uh,
So I gave it a good old blow, and that seems to have fixed it for now. So
I always
I'll
try
keep you
bang it at
updated
the
on.
top right hand corner. Big fan of tap at the top right hand corner. Right, we've got to go. I've got to get ready for rehearsal and I'm starving.
Yeah,
It is so lovely to see all of you. Thank you all for turning up and being here. Claire, lovely to see your face. George, great to see you. Or has he gone? No, well, it's not great to see him now. He's gone. When in doubt, turn it off and on again. I think that's the perfect thing to do. So we'll turn it off and we will be turning it back on again on March the. This was almost a super smooth link.
that was
Oh,
almost.
of course it's March the 3rd, isn't it? Because, you know, 28 days and all that, 4 exact weeks. So on the 3rd of March, we will see you all again. Don't know who'll be here, never know who's going to be here, but we'll keep turning up if you do.
Well, we will. I'll speak to DJ, and maybe we'll do that video thing because it
Be
takes
great.
about. Because he said it's 15 minutes ish per round, and there's 4 videos, so
Ah,
about an
perfect.
hour, which could work quite well.
Okay.
So
That sounds fun. That'll be a lovely stream. Thanks,
yeah,
DJ.
so yeah, I'll
Wicked. Have lovely evenings, all of you. We love you all. and we appreciate your support more than you will
Yes,
ever know.
yes. And if you want to hear, if anyone wants to rant about Pokemon, I'm around for that, and I'm here for it. Because
I
I
am.
hear
I
you and I feel your
want to
pain.
be very clear. I am not around for that. I am definitely not around for that. If anyone wants to put their critical responses to the cutscenes, don't bother keeping to yourselves. We know they're first drafts. Okay. Enjoy. Love you all.
Yeah.
Bye bye.